welcome back to In the Kitchen, Conversations on IoT. I am your host, Kerry Siggins, CEO of StoneAge. StoneAge owns Breadwares, a wholly owned subsidiary, and I am so happy to have you meet Rudy Alexander, who is Breadware's new president. So Rudy, thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
Yeah, Kerry, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to the conversation.
Awesome. All right. So tell everybody a little bit about your background, where you came from, and why you're so excited to take the helm of Breadware.
Yeah, I'm a little bit about my background. I've been in the technology industry, software business for 25 plus years. Worked from everything from large companies and ran divisions of companies all the way to starting my own companies, to startups, to early stage, to mid stage, to some to late stages. I've had some nice successes through the process. I've had some failures, which has probably been my best learning experience of all. So I like to say there's enough peaks and valleys for Mount Everest, if you will, but it's all been good. So throughout that whole process, I've also been involved with the capital markets and just have been very fortunate to learn a lot about mergers and acquisitions and the things you look for and you do and raising capital. So love it. As far as why, I love this space. When I was deciding what maybe my next move would be, I was looking at a number of different things out into the marketplace and was fortunate enough to run across Breadware and the IoT space I'm very familiar with, coming from a software background. And I just think it's an explosive area that the company can really grow with. I began to get into the process and loved what I saw at StoneAge, loved the culture, loved everything about what they were doing, and just felt like it was a very good fit for me.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we're so glad to have you. We think you're a great fit too. So I'd love to hear from you what you're most excited about as you enter this new phase of your career.
I'm most excited about the culture of this organization and being able to bring my skill sets and make a difference, a real difference in a lot of people's lives by producing results. And that is a big part of what brought me here. I'm also from a standpoint of the market again. I'm very excited about the opportunity for that growth and the fact that this is a company that appreciates that growth and that all employees benefit from that growth as we're building as part of the organization. So that's just explosive to me. I'm used to models where you go build it, you sell it, and do another one. This one is much more of a longevity play for me, and I wanted to be somewhere where I could really have impact throughout the rest of my career. So I looked at this and felt good about it. The product itself is exciting. I think we've got some real key differentiators related to the market in our end-to-end solution and the slice and what goes along with that. And I think some competitive advantages. So I think you put all those things together, it brought a smile to my face.
That's wonderful. And so tell us a little bit about the excitement around the slice. And we've talked about it on this show, but I'd love to hear from your perspective how you think this can be a game changer for people looking to develop IoT-enabled products.
Yeah, what really triggered me right out of the gates is when I was having conversations with some of the technology folks, and then of course the marketing and again obviously you, Kerry, which is the ability to look at a specific application and from soup to nuts, end to end, be able to provide a solution in a shorter time frame was absolutely amazing to me. If you could go in and work with a client and that would normally take 20 plus weeks to get to an alpha or beta stage, and we can do it in 2 to 4 based on the slice product, that's a big game changer. And it's a big game changer on how you take it to market. And it's a big game changer on how the customers will see the value in that. And so it's amazing. And that's one of the key components I mean when I say end-to-end solution. So it's a slice, being able to get to market fast and quick and do the things we need to do. But it's also the data analytics and the data mining and platform associated with that to be able to present that data quickly that's actionable to get real results for companies and the value we're trying to build on.
Yeah, I agree. We started working with Breadware at Stone Age when we were developing our first IoT-enabled product. And this was before they had the slice board and before they had the IoT cloud platform. And so it was great to have their skill set because they could, help us develop a product where we didn't have the knowledge and the expertise, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
And I think people always underestimate how long it's going to take and how much it's going to cost to develop these types of products, especially when you're, changing or disrupting your industry with that product. And now looking at what we've been able to do over the last couple of years to really position Breadware so that they can have the slice board, which dramatically reduces the time to market. And hey, now you have this data visualization platform that you don't have to do anything. Breadware can take care of all of it. We can actually test this and see if it's a viable product so much faster. It takes the risk out. I wish that we would have had this when we were first introduced to Breadware, because I think it would have saved us a lot of time and would have helped us really understand, especially on the software side, what we needed to provide our customers. So we've iterated a couple of times, which has cost us time and money. So, as a customer of Breadware, I just totally see the value in everything you just said.
Well, and it's interesting you bring that up because that was another key component that I looked at. I'm like, this evolved. This acquisition of Stone Age evolved from a successful endeavor with Breadware that made a strong impact on the business model associated with the parent company. And I think you're one of your key words there, which is really important, is with the slice board product and the end-to-end solution and what we're doing and all the combinations. IoT space isn't new, but we're doing things that are, as you said, disruptive. And the disruption piece is what's going to have a high impact and bring the value home to the customers that we're serving.
Yeah. So what do you think this first year of leading Breadware is going to look like? What are you going to focus the team on doing?
We're first going to focus specifically on what's our targeted profile related to who we're going after and who from a customer perspective. Because I think you first got to understand what's the focus. And the focus, you can scatter yourself, but if you do, you'll find yourself very quickly not getting a whole lot done. So we need to focus on what is the targeted profile of the clients that we're going after in this first phase of the business. And as a result of that, that's going to trickle into what is the right product roadmap, what is our deliverable today, what is our deliverable tomorrow, what is our deliverable week, year from now, et cetera, and be able to sketch out exactly what we need to do to satisfy the customers. And thirdly, that is that we're going to embrace and get out into the market customer feedback, because I've always said that you can make fatal mistakes developing software in your own four walls. We don't have all the answers. Customers are experiencing their challenges every single day. Let's develop our products and services around what our customers need. And the only way to get that feedback is through getting out and talking to them and having user groups and doing the things we need to do to really have impact on the marketplace.
Yeah. And do you think that same philosophy will happen on the hardware side as well, in determining what kind of products you want to build on the hardware side?
Yeah, I do. I think there's going to be just a lot of changes out there. As you well know, on the hardware side, a lot of things have become commoditized over the years. In a lot of ways, the margins have gotten thinner. The margins are much better on the software side of the business. But again, I focus on the value, for example, with our hardware products that we offer to it, like the slice board. That should be a high margin product as from the sense of the value that it's bringing to the marketplace and the speed to market. And again, the end-to-end solution of the software and the hardware. So it's a combination. And I see it just growing.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. But shocking. We agree.
That's why I'm sitting here.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the marketing initiatives that Breadware has been doing. So, we just recently launched a new website. So, can you talk a little bit about, what people can experience now when they go to our new website and really understanding what we do as a company and how it's going to help them deliver these products faster to the market?
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I was excited when I first started looking at the company. It was not the new website, and so when I saw the release of the new website, um, which the Stone Age marketing team, the Breadware marketing team, obviously had a lot to do with that, and I didn't. But it's great. It's fantastic. They did a great job of setting up the website and explaining what we do through the process, from everything from the software platform, the data analytics piece of it, it's slice board product and as it relates to what it does, and the engineering services that we provide. Again, that whole end-to-end solution, it is very well done. And I got to tell you, my personal perspective on websites these days is there's a lot of them that aren't well done, and because it's really hard to do, right? And so to have that talent, be able to present it present the company the way we're presenting it within the website was a pleasant surprise when I saw that release of the new site.
Yeah, I love it. It's a beautiful website. And, I said as they were building it, make sure that a person like me can come in and understand exactly what we do. Because I think so many companies, right, they're so in the forest, in the trees, that they can't step back and see the whole forest. And so our previous website was just so technical. And that's great if you are a product development leader who understands IoT. But if you're like a person like me who is running a company and we are just starting down the path of developing our first IoT enabled product, I might not understand what the company did and how it's going to solve my problem. And so I think that was, the focus of building out this website was to make sure that it would speak to the technical people who understand, what goes into an IoT product, and to people like me who have a vision of this is what problem I want to solve, and I
Yeah.
know I need a product to solve that problem, but I don't know the intricate details of what has to happen to get that product to market. I need to hire someone I can trust to help me do that. And so, hopefully that's the message that comes through now. And of course, we'll continue to refine the website, I'm sure, as we're going through this. But that was really the vision behind it, was
Oh,
like,
it was a
have a
great.
person like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it. Yeah.
And it was a great vision because at the end of the day, one of the things I noticed on the website is, guess what's not used a lot, which is always a frustrating thing for folks who aren't in the technology industry trying to listen to someone who is, which is a lot of acronyms.
Yes.
So there's real words. I guess as part of the evolution of technology is, it used to be a pound sign, now it's a hashtag, right? So so it's kind of funny to you.
That's so true. Funny conversation I was having with Stone Age's co-founder John Wolgamott, and he said the same thing. He's like, do people know what IoT means? Because like I did, and I had to go research it and figure it out. And I was like, well, I think so. Yes, anybody who's coming to our website. But then it made me stop and wonder, like, okay, do you have enough of that framework if people don't know what IoT is, right? And it's just simply connected devices producing data that
Oh
you can use to
yeah,
make decisions.
it's it,
But not
it's not
everybody
hard.
understands that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. When I spoke with John through the process of coming, evaluating each other and coming on board, he brought up the exact same thing. And I said, well, you bring up a good point. I said, I don't know if the name is right for the industry. We ought to think about that
Yeah.
too, because again, back to being disruptive, and
Mhm.
then that might be a path we go down too. But we'll
Exactly.
see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. Well, one thing for sure, business is just always a constant evolution as we learn from our customers and learn what works and what doesn't work. You always have to evolve. You're either evolving or dying, right?
That's
Well, I
exactly
guess
right. That's exactly right. And then you're
I guess
evolving
as
or you're
humans
dying.
we're evolving. Exactly.
I caught that.
Uh,
I definitely got
uh,
it.
All right. So, final question for the interview. If you had one piece of advice to any leader looking to develop an IoT enabled product, to your customers, what would that be? What would that advice be?
Yeah, my biggest advice, we touched on it earlier, is listen to your customers. And
Yeah.
the second thing I would say is have confidence and trust in your team, in their ability to deliver, and don't create an environment where they can't make mistakes, because without mistakes come great results. And so, just go out and go after it and seize it and seize the moment. Um, and I believe from that, if you do those two things, you'll be successful.
Yeah. Great advice. Thank you. Well, Rudy, we're so glad to have you on board. And thank you so much for joining me on this so that our customers and our partners can get to know you a little bit better. I'm so excited about what we're going to do together.
Yeah, I am too. I'm really excited about the partnership with you, Kerry, and the company and the board and everybody that inside of this company. I got to tell you, I told you this a few weeks back, but the net of it is I have felt very embraced by everyone in the organization, and it's very appreciative considering I'm the newbie trying to learn and going through the fire hose effect right now. So thank
Well, we
you.
all have to. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, we all have to do that. Drink from the fire hose. But I do believe that a good employee experience translates into an excellent customer experience, and so you just can't. They're so intertwined. You just can't say, "Oh, well, the culture isn't that great," but it's a great company doing great things for their customers.
Right.
So I'm so glad to hear you say that because it is something that's very near and dear to us. And hopefully, all of our clients can feel that, especially as we continue to grow.
Yeah. Thank you, Kerry.
Thanks. All right, everybody. We'll see you next month. Take care.
See you, Brian. Thank you.